see, is this gonna be a spinner? This is gonna be a spinner. This is gonna be a spinner, but it's something different. Let's see this. This is probably a porcelain product.
I'll hold the bolt.
Oh, it's not a spinner. Let's see, porcelain products. That's nice. That
Tools for this one.
Oh,
Take the back off.
I see a cross on it.
I'm not seeing. Right.
Oh, I hate poison ivy. Oh, I hate it.
Oh yeah, it's just. I'm afraid it's a spinner. Gonna come right off.
Alright, so I thought I was just like, I'm just done with working here. This is too hard, but I just looked to the side and see this insulator here. Oh man, it's one of those. You know what this insulator is?
What?
This is like the big power ones. There's two of them, and then there's this one on the top, the tippity top of the pole. It's one of these. Look at that. You see that?
Very shiny.
Yeah, it has nice glaze.
Let me get some of the bud out of it and stuff.
So you see an insulator?
I don't see an insulator. I just see its pin, and it's a good sign that it's not just an empty hole. It's the whole hardware is there and everything. Yep, this. Well, not quite yet.
You see something?
No, I think I feel that it's just an empty screw. Insulator. It has to be on this side.
I see a peg there. An insulator.
Oh yeah, there's the peg. No insulator.
Wait a sec.
They probably took all the blue glass.
No, there's still some blue glass here. Yeah. This might come off. It's squeaking. Is this gonna come off? Wait a sec. I think it's coming off. This thing's there we go. We got a perfect condition rounded point 19. That's a first for this trail. That's like a shark tooth. I think this is the same deal. Yeah, this is gonna come off too. This is in good condition too, this 19. See, these look like spinners, but they're not. They just need time to dry up. And now they're able to spin right off again. Yeah, this one's also in really good condition. It's got a couple of drip point chips, but that's good enough to take. Definitely good enough. I feel like the 19s here have extra long drip points. I don't think they're quite fangs though. We'll need to check them. This one's a whittle. Seems like all the clears on this line are whittles. That's a whittle. Sorry. That's a whittle. And I don't want to touch it, but that's probably a little. Got plugged down or what? I just gotta freaking get it off. Oh, this one might be a little tough. Oh, I think I got it moving a little. This thing's like just stiff, frozen onto
You need
this.
to break it off of it.
No, I'm not gonna break that wood. It sort of moves a little bit. The wood breaks as I move it. This might be a problem. Let's look at this. You can always could have poured some product spores in here for some reason. This is actually very thick wire.
Let's try it without it.
We can get this off. We will. Okay, this is not.
It's not backing up. No, it's not coming up. Oh, well, try this.
Oh. It's like a very, it's another porcelain product, 1950, but it's like very obvious stencil. It's very bold.
They're not actually attacking me yet.
I wonder what this one does not look like anyone's roof ever found before. That thing will not come off.
That's cool. All that's at this pole so far is this completely cracked in half rounded point Hemingway 19. This pole, this extra big pole, extra amount of cross arms, and all this big ceramics here, they're all chipped. Like there's one there. This was one that I just showed you. One down there. There's one set up here. Yeah.
This one's chipped.
Yeah. Oh, I just saw some glass stick out over there, and I pulled out, and it's a round milk bottle top. It's not just any old round milk bottle. Broke. Look at the color. That's manganese glass. That's a pre-1915 milk bottle. That's a true heartbreaker. I wonder what that was. roundup. Made it this far, don't forget to like and subscribe and hit the notification bell if you want to be notified whenever I post a new video. And let's just get right into it. So all these insulators, these are all the insulators we found this day, excluding the one clear found at the end. I couldn't even identify where that was. It's just so insignificant, so that's not gonna be in here. But yeah, let's just jump right in. I'm kind of gonna put these in order when they were found. So these two were sort of found on that down pole in the beginning. This one was on the end. This one was next to the end. This one, we tried to get this one off first, but then we couldn't, so we went to this one. And this one was able to squeak right off. It's a Porcelain Products PP Ink 1950. It's kind of sort of more of like a lot lighter of a print. It's not that bold, but you can still see it. Good condition, otherwise pretty clean. And then we came back to this later, and this is a pretty different porcelain, and then we did realize that there is something written on it. It says FP with some other little thing up top. I don't know what that is, but it definitely says FP. And I looked that up in the book, and it stands for Franklin Porcelain, which is based in Norristown, Pennsylvania. And that's a pretty cool insulator. I don't think it was worth that much, but it's still pretty cool to us. And then also, sort of like later when we were really working, that down pole was really a pain in the neck. You had to cut vines around and stuff to get to the top. It was really hard, but I was just working and I noticed this sort of behind me, and I didn't know exactly what it was at first, but I pulled it out. Basically, these are just one of them that are on the really top of the pole with like the two cable tops, but this is like on the top.
The tippity top of the...
And it's really nice and shiny. It's got a cool glaze. Pretty clean too. There's a little bit of creosote in there. I couldn't quite get off, but it's pretty good. So yeah, it's kind of cool. There's a couple of drips here and there, the white. I'm moving on sort of to the real down pole, where there's actually some blue glass. We never really found blue glass there. We found beat up blue glass, but nothing we really wanted to keep. These are two very keepable blue glass pieces we found. This was that roundup point 19 we got off first. Most of the wood cob was not there, but it dried up and it sort of stuck, and we were able to spin it right off. And I actually saw that pole from street view, and I saw there were a lot of blue glass on it, so someone probably was there before and took off all the others, but they couldn't get these off. But this is I think it's a perfect condition roundup point 19. It's nothing special, but it's kind of special because we found it there, and it's perfect. Not really much else to say about that. And then the next 19 we found after that is Hemingway Blue Sharp Drip Point 19. And you can see it's a little bit fizzy. There's some bubbles and stuff, and it's tiny bubbles. It's not in quite perfect condition. There's like some couple of drip point chips here and there. But it's kind of interesting because I think it's sort of a little bit of an older Sharp Drip Point 19. Not old enough that it says Hemingway Maine USA, and the other side it says number 19. But this one, just by looking at the shape of it, like Hemingway 19's, their shape sort of changed over time. Like you can see the shape difference sort of goes out a little more. This is sharper, and this circumference here is actually a little bit more than I think on the round drip points. And just, I feel like the sharp drip points on these ones that are on this trail, they're a little bit longer, so they're probably older. And some of the others I've found recently on our original line, I just look and the drip points aren't quite as long as these, but I don't think they're really fangs. I don't think they're quite fang drip points. But still really cool. And it came right off too, just like the other one. Now, these things did not want to come off at first, these two here. These are two porcelains. This one was on the end, this one was next to the end. I guess we tried this one first, and I guess I don't know how to explain it, but like the metal rod that the wood cob was stuck to, it just somehow got bent, and I was actually able to screw an insulator off a little while ago that had a bent rod like that, but this one did not want to screw off, even though all the wood cob was there. It's a really interesting style, actually. It's inner petticoat here it's pretty deep, goes pretty far down. So like that's that one. This is like a regular one. It barely goes down at all, you know. This has like a pretty squared top, you know. There's not really any maker's marks on it though. Yeah, and then the one next to it, we tried, I guess. Oh, we tried it first, and then we started taking the nuts off of this one first. But it's a porcelain products, and that's a very bold writing for porcelain products. Pretty bold, very bold, probably our boldest. I don't know if it's quite perfect though. There's some sort of like little cracks in there in the porcelain, but it's really a cool insulator, I think. And we eventually got it off. And like I said before, the clear was found a little later, but I could not find that, and it's not that significant. There's some kind of Whittle Tatum clear from the 1940s. But this is the roundup. So hope you enjoyed the video, and see you next time.